Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you're listening to Idea Diary. Thanks for coming back to my office and hanging out. Okay, so we're going to do the next section of my mindset overview. Little handy piece of paper that I keep with me in my office, that I keep with me in my files, that I kind of keep around me all the time. These are just like mindset phrases and sayings and things that I've heard and talks and interviews and just different things that I've come across that have kind of switched my brain into thinking a different way. And I always want to remember them. So I kind of write them down. So yesterday I did a self-love mindset sayings that I wanted to share. And today I'm going to do business mindset sayings and advice that I've come across. So let's just get started. Number 1 is be flexible. Be flexible and open to new ideas and approaches and be able to change and pivot when necessary, and just maybe have some backup plans, ABC pivot plans ready to go, and just be flexible that your ideas might have been great yesterday, but today is different. Like I said, that's something I've learned in 2020, and it's been, just a little lesson. I'm kind of changing a lot of things that I'm doing. Not a ton of things, but I'm definitely switching it up, getting more secure, putting some things on a back burner, bringing other things forward. More so, the thing about my goals in 2020, I did hit some important things that I wanted to accomplish. I did get those done, which is exciting, but I did notice there are some things after the apocalypse happened that came off of the list. Definitely fine-tuning, but at the same time, I'm being totally open and flexible to anything happening. All right, number 2 is your feelings are your goals. So if you're doing something and it makes you feel like crap, then it's something to consider and to, I guess, make those your anti-goals. So I guess the point of this one is listen to your instincts. If you hate waking up early in the morning and that's all you do every day, Monday through Friday, then your feelings are kind of trying to tell you to maybe switch up your goal, do something different. If you like to take long vacations and you never get a chance to do anything, then those are your feelings telling you to switch it up. Listen to your instincts and your feelings and the things you want a little bit more to design your life and your business. Number 3 is, I heard somebody say this. I remember who it is in my mind, but I'm not going to say his name correctly, so I'm not going to say it right here. So number 3 is running a 5-star hotel is easier than running a 2-star hotel. So when I heard that in this interview, it made total sense to me that you think going bigger and fancier and maybe having more employees or having something that seems bigger and harder, it's actually way more easy to organize it, to get it functioning and get it working, and maybe you're able to charge a lot more for the same work. I really like the idea that whatever ideas I have, I can do the free version, the 2-star version, or I could go all the way to the 5-star version. Sometimes I like to start slow, but if I organize things in a certain way and I just want to go all the way full speed ahead, I just like knowing that some successful business people kind of know this in the back of their mind, that you might as well go all the way and run a 5-star business because it's actually less work than trying to go the cheapest route. It's hard to explain, but maybe you get it. Number 4 is start before you're ready. I feel like a lot of people say this, and I feel like it's very true. Some of my jobs that I had, I kind of felt like scared to do it, but I knew that I could. So I just kind of went for the jobs and I ended up being able to accomplish it fine. It wasn't as scary as I thought that it was. When I needed help, there were people to ask. I definitely start before I'm ready. I just go for it, and then I figure it out along the way. And I think a lot of people do that. Number 5 is don't fight against the current to stay in the same place. Go with the flow. So that's a lot of ancient philosophy, ancient Chinese philosophy of going with the flow. I think it's the Ching. I'll put a link to a good video that explains that in the description of the show. The way that it was explained to me is, so sometimes when you're going with the flow, you're actually going pretty fast and you're maybe dodging things here or there, but you're going somewhere. Whereas sometimes when you're holding onto a branch in a stream and kind of going nowhere, you're not getting as much done as you might be if you were just to go for it. And a lot of the times I'm guilty of going against the current, just like fighting, trying to make something happen that just isn't necessarily. And it's not that it's not ever going to happen. Maybe it's just not going to happen the way that you thought. And it's a good idea to back burner it and go with the flow and somewhere else. So I'm always really aware of if things are feeling too hard and it's just kind of not unfolding, because I know the difference now between stuff that's just flowing and it's unfolding and everything's kind of happening. Not that it's always perfect or easy, but I know the difference between stuff that I've wanted and I've tried really hard for, and it was just like roadblock. So hindsight 2020, I definitely wish I would have done things differently that were really hard. I actually possibly could have made things happen bigger, faster, better if I would have just kind of been flexible and been able to pivot and been a lot less strict with myself with what I expected and what I wanted to do. Anyway, going with the flow. Definitely a good business mindset tool. Number 6. There is no such thing as competition. No one has to fail for you to succeed. I've never believed in competition my whole life because I always felt like I was kind of cool with not being as good. But if I wanted to do something, I would still do it. Say, being a guitar player. I didn't necessarily care that I wasn't the best guitar player in the world. I just wanted to do it. Just wanted to be in the band and have a show and have fun and have that experience. I have always kind of felt like, why would I be jealous of anyone? Because I'm the best. Like, whatever I'm doing is the best. So I guess there's like a high confidence thing that I just naturally have. And I don't know. I always feel like I want to hang out, or I want to be part of something where everyone's good. I don't need to be jealous or feel insecure. If I'm not good enough yet, then I will work my way up, or I'll be happy just being in the game. I feel sad for people that really feel competition in their heart and it like really affects them and they're not able to have fun. I'm not talking about sports, obviously, because in sports, somebody's got to win the game. And I think that's like a different healthy amount of competition that exists because you're doing it for the love of the sport, and win or lose, you're still going to come back to the next game. But just competition, I guess life competition and business competition. If you have a business neighbor, and their business is more popular than yours, then you've got to step up your own game. It's not about they're taking all the customers from you. You've got to be better. And I know there's the argument for big corporations taking the business away from the smaller businesses. And yeah, there is some level of competition in that way, but you got to be able to change and pivot and figure out, what am I not doing to get the customers to come in, and making what are the other companies doing to take them away from me. And I think that's one of those things that it makes everyone stronger, to kind of have problems and to kind of have things go wrong in a way, and you got to find the solution. That's just the puzzle of life, I guess, and puzzle of business. If it was easy and everyone could do it, then everyone would do the same and everyone would be billionaires. But We're not. We're just doing the best we can. Number 7 is the work is the reward. Make sure whatever business you're in, you want to do it for 5 or 10 years without a salary. The work is the reward. And then there's like a second phrase to that, which I guess goes with my money mindset things, but I'm going to sneak it in here, which is I kind of tell myself the work is the reward. And money is not a reward. Money is a result. Take money away from what the rewarding factor is of having a successful business or having a successful product or providing successful service and having clients and stuff. It's really about, to me, business is really about what you want to do and your unique skills and talents and all the things that make you you. And the reward is actually to have a successful living, meaning just being able to financially support yourself with your ideas and your brain. And the reward is actually the work. It's not the money. The money is just the result. Business mindset tool number 8 is make sure you are replaceable and your business is repeatable. Basically, if you're not there, you should have a business that can still function and create revenue of some kind, even if it's $1. If you make yourself replaceable, that's probably the most powerful position you can be in. Then that means that you got a real business going and you can kind of scale up. When you don't have to do any busy work whatsoever, that gives you the power to scale. It's just something I think about, especially now. Anything that I do, my first thing to think about is how can I avoid doing anything? Which sounds insane, but I think that's like the magic ticket is to having good ideas, being able to create stuff, and then being able to walk away either so it's just a functioning business or so that maybe you can sell it or who knows what. I mean, there's a million outcomes that can happen. Making sure your business is repeatable and that you are replaceable. That could go in a million different ways. And you can translate that to anything that works for anyone specific, I guess. Number 9 is there's always room for more art and study forever, which there's always room for more art. I put in my self-love mindsets, but it's also in the business mindset. It's something that I think about. There's always room for another painting or another book or another album or another movie or another pet rock or another technology or whatever it is. There's always room for more ideas and more innovation. And sometimes you got to get out the bad ideas to get to the good ideas. Sometimes everyone kind of comes up with the same ideas sometimes. So you got to get rid of the first level ideas so you can go to the next level of ideas that get to be more unique and stuff. There's always room for more art. And the study forever part, I kind of include that with a business mindset as far as creating stuff, because research, learning, going to conferences, watching documentaries, watching interviews and stuff like that, everything you see all day long and study and think about and create kind of all adds up to building good business, I feel like. Number 10 is bad things happen for you. So I guess that kind of goes with the going with the flow thing. The one thing I've learned is that bad things are really they're learning moments, they're aha moments. When you get through the bad things and you come out on the other side, even if you are destroyed and obliterated, I feel like when you pick yourself back up, you're even stronger than before and you know more. Failing is definitely one of the best tools for learning stuff. You just have to not be embarrassed. So hopefully you don't fail in front of the world, but even if you do, you can get up and you can try again. And you know more. And the next thing that you do is going to be better. Even if it's just 1% better, it's better. And then you try again. That's what I do anyway. I never give up. I keep making more. I just creating product and just trying to do my own things and becoming whatever is in my brain making that a reality is just kind of what I have to do. I don't really have a choice in the game. I'm here to do it. And yeah, I guess that's the show for today. This is part 2 of 3. So the next mindset little group of things that I've got going on is the money mindset thing. So I will see you tomorrow and we'll go over that. And hopefully it's not boring. But that's what we're doing today. I still don't know how to end the show, but I almost do. So I'm just going to play the music.